All right, pretty big change in my skateboarding life right now, aside from the fact that these are my final teeth. Yay. I'm definitely a creature of habit. I've been riding the same type of stuff with slight variations for a very long time. Board size been the thing that changed the most. Like I went from 825 to 85 to 875. Now I'm riding like an 85/87 because it's football. Wheels have been 52 forever. I've been riding acid wheels forever. I'm just super used to the formula. But the most consistent out of everything through this entire time that goes back further than like all of those dimensions is the shoes that I skate. I've been pretty much strictly Adidas for 12 years or something like that. It's been a really long time. I think it's just like, it started off because I wanted to like support Dennis Business. I was like, oh, favorite skater, gonna buy his shoes. A couple years later, the Suchu came out and they slimmed it down with the Suchu 2 and I wasn't as big of a fan of it. So I switched over to the City Cup. They discontinued the City Cup. But if I'm being completely honest, my big thing is I want to back a shoe company that's like owned by like at least a skater or really skater affiliate. Something that's been strictly skateboarding for the longest time. Something that doesn't have like really dark roots. Any shoe company you find, there's going to be some sketchy stuff about it just because when you mass produce any material, they're going to be getting it from sketchy places one way or another. Some shoe companies, particularly the much bigger ones, have had a lot more dubious pasts, and it's impossible. It really is to shop completely cruelty-free across the board, but I'm doing my damnedest, okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with putting a little effort into it. Like, that's one of the reasons that I was rooting for Corrigan was because it's like, oh, here's this moral brand, and then they just totally, with the marketing, kind of blew it. You know, it's like a pretty big shoe company with a lot of money, but they, you know, they say that they're doing all the right things. Are they doing all the right things? I don't know. Maybe if they would like come out and find a way to prove that they're doing everything that they say, maybe someone would give them a second chance. I have no idea. But my first shoe that I'm gonna skate, which I've been wearing around for 2 days now, and they're really, really comfortable, which I'm not used to for a skate shoe. The company was started by a skater. I got some friends on the team who are sort of checking a lot of the boxes, even a pro model, one of my buddies, so it's cool to support him. But really what sold me on the shoe was words from another one of my friends, Ben DeGrosse. He was talking about this shoe and he was like, oh, it was actually like really good, and kind of hyped it up, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Went to the skate shop and bought it, and here they are. Not my favorite colorway. It'd be cool if they had like a all black or all blue or all black or all white version. I'm sure they do. But these are the Chris Jocelyn something or other. It's Chris Jocelyn's Pro Model. I don't actually know the title of the shoe. I'm sure it has like a name. I jump down big stuff and it looks like I don't really take any impact because my legs are made of steel. Or I skate at Wallenberg with no ACL shoes. I don't know what they're actually called. But really cozy. This is also my first time skating since recovering from being fully sick. I've been off my board for close to 3 weeks. Nothing's worse than having new shoes and struggling, but I've heard from a lot of people that these shoes break in immediately. I'm meeting up with Sean, so there'll be a little selfie, there'll be a little Sean, there'll be a little bit of follow-on clips. I'm gonna give you a full-blown, honest opinion on these shoes, and maybe this will turn into me on the journey to find like the shoes that I will skate from now on. Who knows? This is me doing each trick in the straight 8 until it felt comfortable or like it didn't feel that crazy. So even if I didn't land it necessarily good, it just like felt okay, and then I moved on to the next one. And they all came really fast.
My favorite foods are smoke and hearts. My left arm's friend forgets to let us off and dance while my cracking back will expert backs of my false starts. All nightmares start as dreams and I hear my subconscious screaming. They say the beauty's just skin deep, so naturally please show me your bones, bones, bones. Let me see your bones, but I don't wanna know if the feeling follows home. Bones, 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 hell, we're all alone. If I come home, baby, will you show your bones? Lumps and thrones and petticoats, your baby teeth would pray for you. A selfish book is always open, and some of the best liars only want the truth. All love starts as a scheme, so wake me up, I'm tired of sleeping. They say the beauty's just skin deep, so obviously please show me your bones, bones, bones. Let me see your bones, but I don't wanna know if the feeling follows home. Bones, 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 hell, we're all alone. If I come home, baby, will you show your bones?
I literally don't have the strength to like try to land on it. Like, I'm so weak, like mentally and physically. It's so annoying. Definitely, I don't feel like it's the shoes. The shoes feel great. It's just a matter of like I can't jump right now. Like I feel like I'm gonna struggle to even like get on the ledge. Do a couple. I'm gonna do like all 4 manuals. I'll do a couple manuals on the manual pad.
Nightmares start as dreams. All love starts as a scheme. Give me all your LSD so I can feel my mind unweave again. They say the beauty's just skin deep. So Anna stands and rents the rants in me from the bones, bones, bones. Let me see your bones. Well, I don't wanna know if the feeling follows home. Bones, bones, bones. Hell, we're all alone. If I come home, baby, will you show your bones, bones, bones? I can see my bones. Well, I don't wanna know if the feeling follows home. Bones, bones, bones. Hell, we're all alone.
I don't like the way my knee bent on that. I don't think I had the physical strength to like take any impact on my knee, man. I'm like struggling. Pretty much right after I did like the Flatground heel flips, like I was so focused on like getting used to my body and like not being sick and being so tired that I forgot that I was wearing new shoes. And they literally broke in that fast. Like they literally just feel like the shoes that I was skating. The difference is the outside material feels like it has like a decent stiffness to it, but the shoe itself isn't stiff, if that makes any sense. Like the friction feels stiff, and I think like the fact that this is one solid consistent piece too, like no matter where I flick it feels the same. No real wear and tear. Like off camera I did a bunch of Flatground kickflips just to see like, you know, how the material is really flicking. The big takeaway that I noticed so far, the difference between these shoes and basically all the Adidas that I've skated, is the grip on the bottom.
Whoa!
It's
that Michelin?
So it's Michelin, which is pretty gimmicky. It's a little grippier.
Really?
I like, you know, I ride mob grip tape because I want my grip tape to be really grippy. These shoes would probably turn Jessup almost mobbish. So I feel like for ollies, it'd make ollies feel really sturdy, or like frontside 360s and stuff like that.
You just grip.
Yeah, it's like, it's grippy. It's pretty sick. It's that gorilla grip. You know what I'm saying? I am like way weaker than I expected. Like that Flatground session and just like getting used to like a couple manuals, like I'm drenched and exhausted. But it's a small park. I can just like feel what works and doesn't work. I just want to get comfortable. Like I want to get comfortable with the shoes, not break them in, but I want to like find out where the weird stuff is, because there's no way that they're going to be exactly the same, even though they feel really similar. Like there's got to be some, you know, some learning curve. I'm literally seeing stars. Like,
You need to. Have you had much water today?
2 bottles.
That's not enough.
It's not?
I think you're supposed to have 3 liters a day.
But we're like 3 hours into the day though. Like, the day's just started.
Oh, you're out here burning it off too.
Not that this is even like a thing. Slappy tricks don't go. Like I feel like I could still do most of my slappy tricks in Timberland boots.
I would love to see that in the video.
Well, just because the amount of shoe that you need is non-existent. You just see the bottom of your shoes. There's no real.
Yeah.
The only thing that'll probably throw me off is like the heel of the shoe. So we'll do slappy feet and we'll come back and slappy front crook. Watch me eat my words and fall on both of them. But
You got it.
should probably not skate today, to be honest. Like,
Probably rest.
this feels good.
Everything down there feels good.
Just up here, it's like
The mind body.
my thoughts feel thick. Like to left.
What?
Like I feel like
Your head's just wow.
everything's a little slow.
This is one thing probably not a lot of skateboarders do is they keep a physical routine outside of skateboarding. None of us do it.
Yeah.
Unless you're like an Olympic boy, you know?
Which I am, so it's weird that I don't. I only ended a 50-50 sounds like effort.
Oi.
You ready for this? Feel lock.
Ooh. Oh, you stole my trick.
What I really like about these shoes is like the flick point, like right here, like how high up this comes doesn't really like interfere too much. Sometimes they do this like halfway up thing where it's like almost like a toe cap but not quite. And I hate that because you flick off of a little bit of a suede and then a little bit of toe cap. You feel like the groove of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, this feels really consistent.
Etnies, dude.
Also, it doesn't stick out a lot. Like a lot of times there'll be a big lip here, but this kind of like tapers in. Just a cozy shoe in general, and like having the solid toe piece. That's what I thought I was gonna like most about it. I was a little worried that it wasn't gonna be very breathable, but these get the job done. My feet aren't like sweaty or anything, and I'm definitely wearing like thick old grandpa socks. That's what I
What's
skated.
the worst skate shoes you ever skated? For me, iPath.
Okay, so I have the iPad Cats, which is like notoriously like a gross shoe for skating, but
Yeah.
they're really comfortable.
Oh,
like they
wow.
were built for comfort, but the top like bowed in and it had this like lace thing that went around the top that you would feel when you flick.
Yuck.
But I shove it lip slid like an 8-stair handrail in them.
Really?
And I loved them. But I was like,
Wow.
the reason I got those shoes was because like no one was buying them at the local skate shop.
was
and
cheap?
the owners sold them to me for like really cheap.
Yeah.
And I just needed shoes and I had
Uh-huh.
no money back then. So I was
Made
like, oh,
it
I'll get
work.
this. Yeah, 100%. Really, I wasn't that affected because the only flip tricks I really did was varial heels and hard flips. And for whatever reason, those shoes didn't really affect it. I didn't do kickflips back then. I
Really?
didn't do heel flips. I guess I did 360 flips. Didn't really use your front foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of like the straight 8. In fact, the entire straight 8, with the exception of I used to do switch flips down stuff randomly, which is like
Jesus.
all the tricks that I was good at back then I suck at now. Because the switch flip that I did earlier on Flatground that I just like accepted that felt comfortable, like a decent switch flip for me now is still like slightly rocket or barely level and not that high. These are probably tied for the fastest I've ever felt comfortable in a shoe, with the exception being the City Cup, but that was only after I'd already skated one pair of City Cups. These are like already pretty flexy. When I first got them and I was like twisting them,
Yeah.
they felt a little stiff, but I don't need it to be flexy back here, just the nose.
in the front.
That's why I thought the Jeff Raleigh's, where it had like the little cuts in right here where the nose would go up. I don't remember that. It was the Raleigh 2s.
I don't remember that.
It was my first pair of skate shoes and I hated them. I would skate New Balance, not skate shoe New Balance.
Oh, just like-
golfer dad New Balance. I got used to having a heel on my shoe, and then I got the Raleigh 2s, and the flatness of the bottom, the skate shoe-ness of them, I like hated them. I was like, skate shoes are bad for skating. Like my feet are just sliding all over the place.
Fucking tire company.
Yeah,
And
they almost have like a
It's like a
Give
street
me your
tire.
bottom of your foot. Yeah, see,
It's
like
a harder compact, is it?
it's like it feels a little bit harder, but it has like a stickiness to it. Like it's definitely stiffer than the bottom of Waffle Grip, 1000%. But it's like it's deep and has some like grip to it itself. Like the material itself feels more grippy than rubber, but it's harder than it.
Yeah.
So I don't
Tougher
know.
compound.
I'm excited to skate these at like Chevy Chase to see how pushing it is.
Fucking Chevy.
I like Chevy.
Dusty and slippery.
It's getting worse too. That's the other thing, is Chevy's like worse now than it's ever been. Another thing that I'm noticing is like my flip tricks are all flipping properly, like tweaky, but they're really low because I have no strength behind them.
I noticed you did a trade and it was like,
My trays are usually pretty low, but yeah, that was like a particularly low. I was thinking more like I did the fakie barrel flip and the board flip. I want to figure out front people 270s on ledges.
I swear you've done that before.
One accident.
Really?
Yeah, I've only done one accident. Like I've never like done one and thought I was gonna 360 out. Like it's usually like if I do a front people and I stick, I'll fall to fakie. And then one time, actually 2 separate times, I was just leaning on my back truck. And I just went, so we're trying to figure them out. I'll do a front people first.
Wow. Ooh.
So front people to fakie on purpose, not very good at it.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Yeah.
Does it?
How else do you get out of it?
Not like that. I feel like that felt a little bit more. Right? No?
I don't know. It kind of was the same.
Fuck you.
That was better.
Yeah, that I think. be already looking, like I feel like when I do get in the front table, I want to already be looking that way.
Yeah,
instead of this way.
That's where you want to go.
Because like your head, I don't know if you know this, but if you go front board on a rail, if you're looking here, you're coming out regular.
Yeah.
If you're looking there, you're going
Fakey. Yeah.
And if you lock your shoulders like this and you went 270, you start looking there.
Really?
Yeah, you kind of, but it's not like this. It's almost
kind of like
diagonal,
like in
off your
between.
back leg. So we'll try to apply that to this.
Oh! Wow. There was the theory and then the prac. What a great teacher.
To myself. Yeah, man. What's going on, man? Now check out my really high tray flip.
Oh!
Melted wax is really
Oh yeah, she's getting
it's
getting wet.
because you know how I land the back people front shove in the middle of the ledge?
Mhm.
I would love to have the front people back shove.
That would be crazy. Oh, big spin out, dude.
I feel like that might even be easier,
Probably, I don't know.
right?
You're already kind of turning out that way. Did we just figure something out?
I understand now how to not let it flip over, I think.
How?
Digging my toe in and keeping my back foot on it longer, because a lot of times when you do this with tricks, it gives the board like an early start to flip.
Yeah.
But if you, like a lot of big spinners, it's like that, you know? So I try to apply that concept. I mean, pretty much the exact same thing. Maybe that's how that trick works. Back feeble, and then how I shove it out in the middle. Back feeble, the 270 body barrel trick that I do, put it in the middle of the ledge.
Okay.
So it'd be like,
Oh my god.
I feel like I could have done that to back Smith. Not today. I got no strength, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know, I'm just like super tired. A lot of user error. I don't think the shoes are the problem at all. I actually feel like the shoes feel snug. I feel like I'm struggling to skate in general. So I guess I'm going to skate these shoes for like another couple weeks to really figure out how I truly feel about them. Like skate them all the way through, because you don't really know how you feel about a product until it's like start to finish. It's off to a great start, and even if this isn't it, this is just be the first step on my journey to finding a shoe that I really like. But a really good first shot. I have a pair of Americas that I want to try out too, that maybe I'll end up getting around to. In fact, I definitely will, because I bought them. I'm gonna go to the hospital tomorrow and get some blood work done, because I should not be this sick for this long. 3 weeks is a bit much to have like on and off fever and just feeling this weak. And I was trying to push through it, because I was like, oh, maybe it's just fatigue from laying around, but I think there's something a little bit more not sick that is making me sick. So yeah.